a caterpillar goes through different stages, the same thing happens for human beings. And in this video, I want to talk about the different stages that human beings go through throughout the period of their lives. And for many of us, we don't get to go to the all of the different parts of evolution. Some of the evolutions that human beings experience are optional. They're not they're not granted. They're not given to everyone. Just like birthing is not given to every human being that is tried to be born in the world. Some human beings they don't even get to the whole gestation period, and they don't reach the whole thing. So even you and me are here, it means that we have gone through some of these evolution phases that not every human being has been lucky to go through. So there is the first one. The first one is being born into this world, and is that process of gestation inside of our mother, these 7 to 9 month cycles, that moon cycles that we are in our mother's womb, and we are born into this world, and then we go to the process of growing up in our human body. We start our journey as the sperm of our father and the egg of our mother, which come together, and together they create a chemistry, an alchemy that creates the next evolution of the being, which starts diversifying and dividing itself into more complex and more complex and more complex and more complex structure until until that egg is formed and start growing your spine, your heart. I've heard in some scriptures, I haven't verified this, and I heard that the heart is the first thing that forms in the human being, in the body of the human being, and then from that comes the spine, and then from the spine comes the brain and the legs and the arms. I don't know the process, but it's something like that, and it comes from this process of dividing into 2, then 4, then 8, then 16, then 32, then 64, then 128, then 256, then 512, etc. And then it goes on into this journey of and until we go into that gestation period, we start developing our lungs, developing your arms, developing your legs, your brain, and in this period, we are born out into the world as a baby, as a human baby. And then from there is the growing of the body. The physical body starts growing. So you probably already know all of, like, these parts. Like these, I don't have to explain it. And I want to focus on one evolution that is not often talked about, and it is the evolution of the adult human being. And this is on all of the different bodies. And one of the things that is not talked about is that humans have 5 different bodies. We have our physical body, which is your bones, your skin, your eyes, your organs, your blood. And then we also have 3 or 4 other different bodies. It's your mental body. Your mental body also has a body. As you grow into this world, your mental body is also growing. You're starting to get different distinctions in your mind. You start to differentiate hot water from cold water. You start differentiating day from night, or mom from dad, having all of these different distinctions. And in that way, getting it different, even like more complex, that you start differentiating the days of the week, or the season of the year, the day of the month. And your mind body also starts growing and diversifying and splitting and dividing and becoming more and more complex. So you also have a mental body with stories, beliefs, concepts, conclusions, and this is what forms the ideas, and then this is what forms the mental body. And you also have an emotional body. You have a physical body, you have a mental body, you have an emotional body. When you're a baby, you have certain emotions. Your emotion is like crying, and it's this very basic form of emotions, which as you continue to grow, as you keep growing in that body, your emotional body is changing, is evolving, is shifting, is getting more complex, and it's its own thing. It's its own thing that it experiences feelings, and these feelings they start creating things out in the world. They have they touch in something in the world. When you feel angry, there is a physical sensation, a visceral sensation in your body that it ripples out into the world. And also this emotional body starts changing and shifting. For a lot of human beings in this time of life, in this modern culture, in society, for a lot of us, our emotional body has been stunted, meaning that when we were growing up, um, we weren't allowed to fully feel certain feelings. There was a lot of different conditionings that whenever we felt angry, there was a big consequence about it. Our parents would say, "Hey, you cannot feel angry. Go to your room. Like, you're being too loud. Um, Take a deep breath. You cannot feel like this." And this repeated message over and over and over from different angles and different people, it started creating a condition inside of your being that it changes from being to being depending on your background, that created a condition about what feelings are okay to feel and what feelings are not okay to feel. In some households, it was okay to smile and be happy, and in other households, it wasn't okay. It would be a big consequence. You cannot be showing your feelings or emotions because you're vulnerable. You are making yourself. You're too enthusiastic. You are too happy. And in some households, it's okay to feel sad, but in other households, it wouldn't be okay to feel sad. So it really changes from being to being. And that is your emotional body. And for a lot of us, the emotional body, it got stunted in a young age, and it kind of like kept growing, but in like very different ways. It's like a baby's, like kids emotional body, but with some adult emotions, and it's very like weird because modern culture, we don't really have a visibility about it. We don't talk about our feelings in an open way. We don't have a lot of distinctions and when I'm saying we, I'm talking about modern culture, the the general education that we get in modern culture. I didn't get educated about that in school or at home. I learned about this later on in my life, which I'll get to. You have your physical body. So you have your physical body, you have your mental body, you have your emotional body. You also have an energetic body. And the energetic body is one of the most interesting ones to me because it can your energetic body, it can travel, it can split, it can separate, it can travel through time and space, it can move to concepts and ideas, it can go to abstract planes, it can go to objects. So is this really like energy? It's your energy and how you are using your energy. And your energy is basically, or your energy is attached to your attention. Where are you putting your attention? And how is your attention being used? So throughout the development of your body, your energy is growing, and it doesn't grow in one spot. Many times, and most people experiences traumatic events where the energy gets split. Your attention essentially gets split, and one part of the energy, it goes to the unconscious. It goes to denying and repressing and basically like pushing away with all of your intention, all of your will, pushing that attention away and putting it down in somewhere where it cannot be seen. It's impossible for you to see it. It's the last thing. It's like the denying of that part of you, and that part goes into the unconscious. And again, like the energy keeps growing, and whenever we experience traumatic or what I would call semi-traumatic events, or events that really mark us, which are essentially times where our energy is growing, we don't have the capacity to hold that much energy because it's too dangerous, or because it threatens your survival, or because it puts you at risk. It puts at risk your survival. So you chop off part of that energy to keep your levels of energy manageable for the surrounding that you're in, until you're able to have the capacity to handle that much energy. I was talking to a friend today, and we're talking about amperage, and this is exactly it. It's your amperage. This is like how much amperage you are able to handle. And what happens in healing processes is that you essentially go to these moments when you deny and repress that part of yourself, that energy growth, that is like a block of energy that you either send somewhere, you put in somewhere in your body, somewhere where you can't see it. And in the emotional healing processes, you essentially go to that pain of having pushed your energy away, having separated your energy from yourself. And what you do is you move your attention to that, and that thing that was hidden before, that was unconscious, that you've been denying your whole life, it puts a light on it. And when that light gets put on it, it starts transforming, because your consciousness, your attention, it transforms things. It's an active force that creates transformation. When you're putting your attention on that aspect of yourself, it starts creating transformation, and either part of that energy starts merging back. You start accepting that that's a part of you. You start accepting that there was a moment in your life when that energy was growing, and you pushed it away, and then that energy starts coming back into your whole conglomerate of the energy of what you can manage. And this is when you experience an increased capacity of feeling, an increased capacity of having that energy, and more being able to handle more amperage. So more electricity, more feelings running through you, because now you have the capacity to handle more, to really like get all of that flux of energy and handle more energy, which for everybody is different. And generally it comes together with a capacity to feel, with a grown capacity to feel. And now you can feel that thing that was denied, that was suppressed and pushed down, and you can feel it and like see that is a part of you, and that you're not being killed, that you're surviving, that it's not that you're surviving, that you're okay, that you can feel 70% anger about this thing, and you are okay. That you can say no with your anger about a thing that crosses your boundary, and that you are okay. And then that increases little by little your capacity to feel and your capacity to handle amperage. So that is the how it goes in the energetic body. And the process of healing is essentially like getting back these pieces of yourself that you have denied, that you have pushed away. The same happens with other modalities like soul retrieval or parts work. When you do parts work, when you see like the different parts inside of you, and this is all like finding those pockets of energy that have been divided before, and now you can bring them out to the surface, and they can be integrated back into the lot of energy that you can manage, and it's no longer down in the unconscious. So coming back to the evolution of the human being, well, that's 4 bodies, and I'm gonna stick with those 4 bodies for now. There is a 5th body, which is the archetypal body, which is your body, the body that is connected with the archetypal forces, that is already connected with the archetypes that you came here already connected with, and that you can interact with. And for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna stick around with these basic four bodies. And so that's kind of how it goes in the different bodies, the evolution of the different bodies. You have your physical body, which grows in size. You can see it. You can grow the muscles. You can grow your lungs, your heart, and you can develop these different skills like stretching or jumping really high or playing the drums. These are all different things you can do with your physical body. You have your mental body, which grows also in size and in different concepts and capacity to describe reality and also analyze things, create judgments, and these different things. And you have your emotional body, which is your feelings body, which is your feeling angry, feelings of anger, sadness, fear, and joy. And this also grows in amperage, in energy. The older you grow, the more you can feel technically in an environment where you are allowed to feel, where you are not conditioned. And then the fourth body is the energetic body, which also grows as you grow in this life. And it also, we create this mechanism where we can allot a piece of that energy to hide or push away. And so, going back to the evolution of the human being, there is an evolution that is unseen, and it's this evolution that masters talked about, and that it gets mentioned in books. This enlightenment thing, or I don't know what it's called in different contexts, but it's just this reference when human beings go from being a caterpillar to going into a cocoon to being a butterfly. And I call this evolution the evolution to adulthood. So this evolution is the evolution of a human being from being a child or an adolescent into being an adult human being. And many people in the world right now, the way that society is shaped and that it shapes us, it essentially forces the human beings to stay in an adolescent state. It doesn't have the modern culture doesn't have the mechanisms and the systems to evolve the human being from the adolescent state into adulthood, like a full-on adulthood state. And this is where a lot of the repression and pain comes up for humanity. That we don't have, there is no space in this culture to grow into a full-blown adult human being. And the basis for this, the mechanism that creates this is initiation process, authentic initiation processes. In the past, there would be processes or rites of passages in your village, where the elders or older people, initiated people in your village, will go with you, or they will send you on a journey. They will send you on a vision quest, where you will have to go out in the woods by yourself for 3 days and for 4 days and 3 nights and without eating, and you'll have to survive that. And this in itself is an initiation process that it makes the human being bloom from the adolescent state into the adult state. And this is things that have been essentially eradicated in modern culture, thanks like thanks to like being like following comfort. Essentially, people following comfort, and it's a whole system that in a way is very intentional. There is a lot of benefit for some people in keeping a group of people in an adolescent state. And at the same time, this is creating a huge consequence in the world, that now we have adolescent people running the world, adolescent people in high positions of power, making these massive decisions based on not an adult state, based on an immature state of consciousness. So this is the huge impact of the evolution of humanity, what happens, or one of the consequences of keeping the human soul in this adolescent state. In 2014, I experienced a massive surge of energy in my being. It was like a massive surge. I experienced this like growing inside of me that I couldn't hide anymore. It was a part of my being that I have been denying for a long time. In my case, it was my artistic part, my more musical part, my part that wanted to live life full out and not just work. And in 2014, that part of me just like exploded. And I don't know what it was, if it was something that I read or something, or it was an intervention from an archetypal force that was beyond my understanding, or it was a design thing. Somebody designed it so that I will experience this thing. I don't have an explanation for it, and I experienced that. And that was a calling for life to get more of this, to see like really that there is something else other than the surviving every day, making money, paying the bills, going to work, paying more bills, getting a house, getting a mortgage, making more money. And in 2014, I quit my job, and I left I got rid of all my things. I reduced everything to a backpack size, and I left to wander the world. I left with a backpack and really with no plan, no idea what I was gonna do. And this is one of the evolutions that many human beings are facing right now. And I don't know how many, but really this is a big calling. For now that I've been after 10 years of having that calling, I see people are out there and they're at the beginning of their calling. They're just getting to wake up and see this, and it's fantastic to see this. It's like, this is it. This is your journey. Now it's up to you what you do with it. And this video, the purpose of this video is to say that point, not everybody gets to experience that. If you are experiencing something like this in your life, you're lucky. You are being called. You are in that process of transformation. The caterpillar, when it's in the cocoon, it liquefies. It's all liquid inside. It doesn't make any sense. It's like it loses its caterpillar shape. So it's not even a caterpillar, or it's not even a butterfly. It's just like all goo stuff inside. And then it starts shaping itself. Like it starts gaining shape, gaining shape, and then it becomes a butterfly. And there is nothing guaranteed in this world. There is no guarantee that you will make it out of it. There is no guarantee that you will like survive one more day. And if you're going through this process, you're being in that, you might be in that process of evolving from being a caterpillar to becoming a butterfly, or from becoming an adult man. And life is inviting you and is making you the opportunity, and you also have developed your enough of distinction, enough of your different parts, that you can now handle more energy, that you can handle more of life. So I hope that this video inspires you and it turns you on to keep going in your journey, to start going and continuing your developing, your unfolding, trusting the process, keep making mistakes, keep stay in your inner journey, in your inner quest, and to see that there is different parts of yourself, there is different evolutions, and what made sense to the caterpillar before, it won't make sense to the butterfly now, using the caterpillar and butterfly reference. And this is super important to keep in mind. So keep in mind that it will be revolutionary for all of the ways that you think and see the world. Everything will change, and this is awesome. And welcome to your adulthood. Welcome to this different part of yourself that is turning on. Right. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.